Hi, my name is James Sealis. Welcome to Mockup Monday number 35, where I try to show you something cool. Alright, so there are two things that I want to go over. One is GraphCraft, which I talked about last Mockup Monday, and the second one is mechanical keyboards. So let's start with the GraphCraft. I finally released something to the Unity asset store called GraphCraft. I did a Mockup Monday on this, and it went on for like 10 minutes, and it's kind of slow to build up. And I read something about how, if you want to do a video that people will see, try to make it as short as you can. They encourage 30 seconds, and I was like, oh my god, what can I actually say that's worthwhile in 30 seconds? But I took this task on, and so what I came up with is this video where I'm doing a little bit of time-lapse shortening and not a lot of speaking. So I'm going to play it here, and you can just watch me cringe at the
GraphCraft
sounds. I don't know.
Graph. Craft.
It's hard to listen to my own voice.
Craft.
Now I get excited.
Craft. Graph. Craft.
Oh god.
GraphCraft.
Okay, well, yeah. So that was that's fun. That's now available on the Unity Asset Store. Let's go now to the mechanical keyboard thing. I've been doing a little side project for myself. So I got into mechanical keyboards, and I got something small. I got this. This is my daily driver. So this is a Poker 2 keyboard with some custom keycaps, and it's called a 60% board. It's blue switches, so it makes lovely sounds. If you don't have your own office, expect your likelihood to be liked to go down if you use a keyboard like this. Gone deeper into the madness of these mechanical keyboards, and I built my own. So here is the keyboard that I built. It is a 40% keyboard. So whereas the 60% has no function keys, no arrow keys, no numpad, this goes even further, and you now have no number keys. And the way that you get numbers, of course, though, is by doing some kind of chording mechanism, where in this one you have a raise layer, and then you can hit this for 5, this for 1, which would be the Q key, and that's kind of how it works. One of the really cool things about this, though, is you actually get control of the firmware when you build this yourself using a microcontroller. So, and let me show you some of the cool things that you can do with that. For instance, here are a couple of the key maps that people have made. There's this classic one it's overloaded with a ton of stuff. It's still a QWERTY layout though. Then there's this JAX layout here, and you've got modifiers down here, you've got the arrow keys. Getting to choose your own layout is kind of cool. I've gone with a custom key map of my own. Here it is, where control is where it rightfully should be, right next to A, no caps lock. However, now that I have this keyboard where I can move caps locks where I want, I found out my animosity towards caps lock isn't actually all that great. And, it's been nice to do this. And I'll show you the code really quick. And this is what the actual code in the firmware using the TMKey keyboard kit looks like. And I added one thing that I was pretty happy with that I wanted to show off. All right, we got ASDF. Great. Now what I want to be able to do is, maybe I want to be able to type one-handed, or I want to go completely insane and build a 20% keyboard rather than a 40%. So what I can do is I can hold down the space bar, and this swaps the key map such that now instead of A, I have J, instead of S, I have K, instead of D, I've got L, and instead of F, I have semicolon. With one hand, staying on home row, you have access to the everything that you have set up on your key map. which is a little custom coded function that I did. 40%, how are you going to get all the keys that you need? One of the hacks that a little key hack that I thought was a useful one was, I have a key here right about where my right shift would be. And, you know, for the most part, I probably want this to be right shift. And it is. But if I just tap it, it becomes the return key. So you can program these differences of, is it tapped? Or was it held down and used like a modifier? In which case, it'll be treated like a modifier. So you can get a lot more value out of your keys and stay close to the home row, which is cool. Lastly, I should just should share this. So this keyboard is a Planck keyboard, and it's being offered with, basically you buy the plates and then you get the electronics and switches yourself, and then you can build it. And this was my first building experience, so I got a soldering iron and all the stuff that you need to do that, and it was a kind of fun learning experience. So yeah, I think that just about covers what I wanted to share with you guys for Mockup Monday number 35. Thank you very much for watching. So I've got two things I want to go over. One is relating back to my previous Mockup Monday, and my wife left me an Easter egg here, as you can see. This is a kid-friendly program, hun.